Hi everyone, welcome to the online portion of IET 215. Before we get started, let's get through some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Jenny Lynn Valajera. I am a PE civil engineer and with a specialty in structural engineering, bridges mostly. You can see the inset picture of me stoked about precast concrete beams at New Crete. They were pretty beautifully cast, I may say. I'm also a mom who enjoys kicking it with her kids, so you may see us around campus from time to time. For future reference, please just call me Jenny Lynn. I'm not into formalities, I do not have a PhD, and I'm not a superhero. So now that that's out of the way, beyond Class 1, you may never see me if you don't need help on the material. However, if you find that, even after working through a lesson, you have a question on the material, feel free to email me. If your question is best answered in person, I will have office hours that are stated in the syllabus for this class or in the handout given on day 1 of the class. But wait, you say, what happens if you miss office hours? Just set up a time to meet with me in my office. It's in 205 Force. Just email me, we can set up a time. If you see that inset picture on the top right, it's on the 2nd floor adjacent to Mike Hicks's office, and I'm facing Holt, so I'm actually facing southwest, looking at that beautiful column in the middle of a high traffic area. If you see here to the left, there is a arrow. There's a cutout into a wall. You think there's only 2 bathrooms. Actually, there's 4 faculty offices, and I'm located back there again in 205 Force. So come see me in my office. We'll set up a time via email. You should be good to go. All right, so let's talk about how the course is laid out, so that there's no confusion. IET 215 can be broken out into 3 portions. An online portion, the portion that I'm responsible for, the Arduino robot portion, and the machine shop portion. Now, there in black it says, depending on what section you are in. Okay? So how do you know what section you're in? You can check your schedule on eLion, or you can ask the instructor for the course, me or the other 2 instructors. We will tell you what portion of the course you are in. So, if your buddy is in a different section than you, he or she may be doing the online portion of this class while you are getting solid at welding in the machine shop. So please be sure you are completing the correct portion of the course for the section you are in. Okay, so now you know you're supposed to be in the online portion. How is this course actually broken out? This portion of the course has been set up into 5 lessons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each lesson was designed to take a week to complete. Okay, so nothing is going to stop you from pounding out a complete lesson in a day, but for retention's sake, I'd suggest breaking it up over the week. Again, if you take time to learn it right the first time, you won't have to waste time learning it again later for the end of the lesson quiz or exam. All right, just to be sure, when you open Angel for this portion of the class, you should be redirected to a page that looks just like this, okay? If it doesn't, please see or email me. You might be in the wrong section or something is afoot and we need to figure it out so you don't miss out. Okay, so what does each week's lesson content look like? Each lesson contains interactive examples, videos, and NRQs, which is no-risk quizzes, that precede the assignments, quizzes, or exam at the end of the lesson. These were created to help you learn the material at your own pace and to use as a reference as you complete your assignments. Again, it's intended that you take a full week to complete lesson 1, so spread out the work, say over 3 days, learn it right, and don't stress out trying to get it done last second. All right, deadlines for submittals. Drop boxes for assignments will open on Monday at 8 a.m. on the week that specific lesson starts. So drop boxes for lesson 1 open in the first week of this portion of the class. Then drop boxes for lesson 2 open in the 2nd week of this portion of the class, etc. Assignments, quizzes, and exams are due the following week. The drop boxes are open. Office hours are held on Monday for this very reason. If you go through the lesson and can't complete the assignments or have knowledge gaps before the quiz or exam, you can come to office hours the day the material is due. Also, feel free to shoot me an email before if your question is straightforward. I'll get back to you pretty quickly. Now, let's say when you complete an assignment, you want to submit it. Use the links within the lesson content to access the appropriate drop boxes. When you're ready, lesson quizzes or an exam are located at the end of the lesson. As for late assignments, late submissions have to be emailed directly to me and cannot be later than 1 week after it was due. Any later and it's automatically a 0. Okay, so Last, if you're submitting late work, don't forget to name the file intelligibly. It helps me, grade the correct assignment. So make the file name include 4 pieces of information before emailing it to me. Make sure it includes 1, lesson number, 2, the assignment number, 3, your PSU ID, and then last, check that it's the correct file type you want. Like, do you want it to be a Word document with a .docx file extension? Or, more importantly, do you want to have a specific database that has a .accdb file extension as opposed to a locked version, which is .laccdb? Okay, so check your file type. As for late quizzes or exams, they will not be accommodated unless there's an approved Penn State handbook excuse. If you know ahead of time that you're going to miss a quiz or exam, just email me and we'll work out a time for you to take the quiz or exam. All right, so in case you didn't know, this portion of the course was amazingly designed by the brilliant Eric Beaver and the amazing Joe Scott, both who I think you guys should know, especially Eric Beaver because everyone's going to go through senior design. So just know that each lesson has been laid out with to-the-point content and chock full of interactive examples. They spent a lot of time of developing this course. So I hope you do take away something you didn't know before in this portion of the course. Please, again, manage your time well so you aren't struggling at the last minute. And with that, I hope you enjoy this portion of IET 215.